Welcome to Neon Genesis Evangelion, reviewed by a guy who's actually read Genesis. I think that's what this is. Who knows anymore? But yeah, I just watched episode 6 of the anime, which, according to Netflix, is called Showdown in Tokyo 3. And to give you just a little bitty baby recap, I know sometimes I give you a recap first, sometimes I give you my thoughts first, but we're mixing it up. Who knows what this is going to be in the end? I don't. This episode was a direct continuation of the previous episode, and the plot is a bit easier to describe than the last one. Well, actually, both are pretty easy to describe. I just kind of made things a bit too long there. But Shinji had come out to fight an angel, which is sort of like this giant diamond-like thing, and this thing he goes out to attack. But as soon as he gets out, it fires a massive laser, which absolutely eviscerates the Evan, and he's pulled out of there. They're forced to retreat. He's put into horrible shape and is immediately given medical attention. Though he's ends up being physically fine, it completely knocked him out and put him in bad shape for several hours there. In response to this, to make as quick of repairs as they can to his Ava unit, while Shinji's being taken care of, the diamond begins drilling down to attack Nerve headquarters. While it's happening, they test the nature of the diamond, well, angel, as it's an angel, a sort of monster, and it absolutely destroys anything that gets near. They try shooting at it. Its AT field, which is a sort of shield most angels seem to have, deflects it with ease, and then it destroys the thing that attacked it, giving them an idea that it seems to attack things that get within a certain range. In response to this, Misato comes out with a plan to have a monstrously powerful cannon be used against the thing. She acquires is a prototype, and in order to power this incredibly powerful cannon, they have to give blackouts to all of Japan so they can harness every bit of power they can. And once Shinji wakes up, Reik visits him and explains to him what the mission is, and Shinji's response is saying that she doesn't understand what he's been through, that he can't do that. She says she's fine with it and would pilot his Ava unit instead, but Shinji, off-screen, relents and decides to go help. They're given the plan, which is that they'll carry a shield to defend Shinji while he fires the blaster. This shield is incredibly powerful and is the only thing that be able to counter laser beam that the angel has. After his plan is expressed, and they're given the time to do it, both Rei and Shinji begin suiting up, and while doing that, Shinji expresses concern that they'll die while doing this, but Rei says that he's not going to die because she'll be protecting him. The two then get to platforms to allow them to mount into their Ava units and have a brief conversation with Shinji asking her why she pilots the Ava. She says it's because it's her link, and he tries to ask if he means a link to his father, but she doesn't answer, and it's time for them to get in their suits. She says farewell, and then they're off. They get in position to fire at it, but the thing blasts at them just before Shinji does, and their beams sort of cross all about and scatter each other to the side due to the nature of the projectiles they're using, and they destroy areas behind each other, but neither are harmed in the process. Shinji takes the time to reload and recharge the cannon, but Angel is already about to fire again, so Rei and her Ava sets up the shield to defend, and it starts melting the shield and eventually even the Ava. And right before it can melt all the way through and kill them both, Shinji fires and destroys the angel. As soon as this happens, Shinji immediately goes to pull her out of the Ava unit, getting the pod that she's in and out, and then dismounting out of his Ava unit to help her. He then tries to work the controls open, but like before with his father, it's burning hot and scalds his hands a bit. He's able to get the thing open and then starts shouting for her trying to get her to wake up. This succeeds, and upon seeing that she's alive, he cries with joy and relief, expresses her not to say stuff like that when they're going on a mission, not to say farewell as if she's going to die. She's then confused by his crying and apologizes that she doesn't know what to really do in this sort of situation. He then says, a smile is a start, and she does so for the first time in the series, and the episode ends. Yeah, it ends with him telling her to smile more. What a sexist. Okay, so outside of perhaps some criticism of the sexist theme, well, I shouldn't say sexist themes, but criticism of perhaps many of the sexist authors and characters within the Bible, within perhaps some within Genesis, this seems to have concluded this sort of 2-episode arc. And I think this is actually meant to be a bit of a reverse of the Babel arc. If you don't remember the Babel arc, that was the Tower of Babel, where the peoples all gathered together, deciding that they were so great they would build up to God instead of dispersing around the world like they were meant to. God is like, nah, I'm gonna give you a bunch of new languages to deal with, and that's the reason that French is taught in American high schools. So it seems to be a bit of a reverse of that. instead they are growing closer together. I forgot to mention one piece. When Shinji opens it, Rei's mind's kind of subconsciously, because it's a reflection of him, just like his father pulling out to save Rei from the pod. Though this time she's pretty uninjured, or at least relatively uninjured. The next episode will confirm her health. She recognizes that same concern and care for her that his father had shown. I believe it's actually Akari. I'm sorry, I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Forgive me. I think father's name is actually Dr. Akari, but recognizes him as that same kind of love, perhaps that same earnestness, that innate goodness that lives within man as much as the sinful nature. Perhaps that's why she's more actually willing to smile for him in the end. Also unites them against a crisis, perhaps not too dissimilar to the way that the flood and repopulation united peoples in a way of their division, of them all going out with an understood mission to repopulate the world. Perhaps soon we'll be seeing the introduction of this interpretation of the Abraham arc, and I'm looking forward to these ideas that are actually going to be further explored in the future. I may go ahead and reread through some of Genesis to make sure that I'm keeping up to date with the light novel's intentions as well as this series designs, but I'll let you know how that goes. Either way, I think that's about all I have to say. Again, there's not as much to unpack for me as there has been in some other episodes, so I'm going to leave it off there. Thank you so much to anyone who is indeed still listening. Please be sure to give a like or whatever equivalent you have on whatever service you're using to listen to this on. Please be sure to follow or subscribe if that, or whatever you have on your site. And comment if you have the chance. I'd love to hear what you have to say on it, whether it be making fun of me, whether it be some earnest fun, some of your own theories for this series, or other themes you may have noticed of this nature. By the way, this is G. Brigham W. wishing you a good night, good day, and, oh, I know, good friggin' bye.